Hello guys, my name is Yohanis Sulung and this is my innovation video about choral reading. Here, I'm trying to develop and collaborate on the technique of choral reading, Google Translate and the Grammarly website. In this case, by using features and websites available on the internet. Simple and often used by students or most people, where the technique of reading choral reading certainly requires a teacher. A guide in the application of the choral reading strategy. The choral reading strategy is a literacy technique that helps students build their fluency, confidence, and motivation in reading. During reading, a student's choir or a group of students read a passage together. Choir reading can be done individually, in small groups, or a whole class. And the feature of Google, namely Google Translate, is one of the features of the Google search engine to answer user needs for foreign language translation. With Google Translate, we can translate words from various languages in the world. Now people only need to use their mobile phone, which is only a handful of hands and can be continuously translate text into their language. Not only that, people now don't need to type anymore to find the meaning of the word but can say it. Then the translation of result will automatically come out. Google Translate, like other automatic translation tools, has some limitation. Although it can help readers to understand the general content of foreign language text, it does not provide accurate and grammatical translation that are messy. That's why I collaborate with Google Translate with the website Grammarly. Grammarly is a web application that can check the grammar and context of writing in English. This application can also provide input using the correct spelling so that the context of the sentence becomes correct. Grammarly checks the text you write to determine the correct use of words with more than 250 current grammar rules, covering everything from subject, verb to the need for articles to provide proper placement. This application has various advantages, including grammar checker, proofreading, plagiarism checker. If the learning process generally use print books as the main learning resource, then in an online learning process, the internet is a source of information that can be used. The internet is no longer only used by students as means of entertainment or playing social media, but it also used to get information about the lesson being taught, such as accessing the digital books, learning videos, and so on. Even so, of course, this must still receive assistance from both teacher and parents, so that students do not get the wrong information and avoid bugs. Here the author used the voice speaker feature from Google Translate as a guide for pronouncing sentences or words that can replace the role of teacher in the application of choral reading strategy, which is quite effective in using it considering, as already known, in recent times all reading immediately removed. This is one of impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. For the world of education that is most affected and can be felt by everyone. This is done to follow the large-scale social restriction or PSBB regulation made by the government to suppress the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Even so, learning continues online. Both students as well as teachers or lecturers have to adapt to this situation. The acceleration of the transformation of educational technology due to the COVID-19 pandemic has found various online learning program platforms to support both learning.
How long have you studied English?
About 10 years.
What difficulties do you experience in learning English?
The difficulties that I experience while learning English my speaking skills and listening skills.
Do you know about Google Translate?
Yes, I know.
How often do you use it?
Really often
What do you use it for?
to translate, of course.
What difficulties did you experience while using Google Translate?
Incorrect grammar.
Do you use Google Translate speaker features?
Yes, I do.
What for?
To listen the correct pronunciation of a word.
What is your response from the Google Translate feature?
The features in Google Translate are really help me to improve my language.
Thank you. Do you know about Grammarly Web?
No, I don't.
Grammarly is a web application that can check the grammar and context of writing in English. This application can also provide input using the correct spelling, so that the context of the sentence becomes correct. Grammarly checks the text you write to determine the use of the right words. Can you understand?
Yes, I do, but I just never used it before.
I think it useful for a student like us. Thank you.
Thank you.
How long have you studied English?
Maybe it's about 10 years.
What difficulties do you experience in learning English?
I think that the difficulties is pronunciation maybe.
Do you know about Google Translate?
Yes, I do.
How often do you use it?
Always, every time I translate.
What do you use it for?
To translate.
What difficulties did you experience while using Google Translate?
I think that the error grammatical.
Do you use Google Speakers feature?
Maybe several times.
What for?
For to know the pronunciation from the native speaker.
What is your response from the Google Translate feature?
I think that it is useful from us.
Okay. What do you know about Grammarly website? Okay. Grammarly is a web application that can check the grammar and context of writing in English. This application can also provide input using the correct spelling so that the context of the sentence becomes correct. Grammarly checks the text you write to determine the use of the right words.
Okay, I think that this web is more useful than Google Translate.
Okay, thanks for your response.
Thank you.
How long have you studied English?
I think it's about 10 years.
What difficulties do you experience in learning English?
The difficulties is actually comes from myself. I experienced that the times I feel less self-motivation to learn, but I have to work on my lack of self-motivation.
Do you know about Google Translate?
Yes, I do.
How often do you use it?
I seldom use it.
What do you use it for?
I use it to translate some assignments that I get from my lecturers.
What difficulties did you experience while using Google Translate?
Actually, I'm sorry. The question, please.
What difficulties did you experience while using Google Translate?
Difficulties that I experience using Google Translate is the machine is not really accurate in translating certain languages, so I have to translate it using dictionary.
Do you use Google Translate speaker feature?
Yes, I do.
What for?
I use it to listen to the correct pronunciation, especially when I have to speak some words that I don't know how to speak.
What do you think about the Google Translate feature?
Speak up. pronunciation is good.
Okay, what do you know about the Grammarly website?
It's a website for grammar checker, and it's so useful for students for writing assignments.
Okay, that's correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
Interview result of the 3 students who were interviewed, all of them used the Google Translate feature. And of the 3 students, only 1 person know about the Grammarly website and how the website functions.